So now the sun shines up, I can tell you where I am. So today I'm down in the Ottways doing a route that I did as part of an event before. So it's going to be really beautiful. It was a 4:30 start this morning to get down here, but it's already had such a beautiful sunrise. So I'm going to start heading out of the town, watching out for kangaroos.
A few moments later.
Come on, kangaroo. Get out the way. Whoa, what are you doing? Whoa. Watch out, buddy. Where are you going? There's bound to be some around at the moment. Try not to get hit by one. And then head out through the gravel through the rainforest. Let's go. That is a lot of deer. Now, I was expecting the dumb kangaroos. I wasn't expecting deer. Now all I need is a koala.
So why did I go 2 hours outside of Melbourne just to ride gravel? Well, despite the fact that it's just this beautiful, this route is just up and down all day long. So as soon as I crest over anything, I've then got a wicked fast descent, which is what I need to practice. So every time I come around some of these corners, it's just giving me more and more confidence, which is what I need to be able to get faster on some of the rides coming up. And as I come down, you can always see way up ahead on the road up here. So it really just allows you to let go of those brakes and just rip along and test and get better as far as my skills go.
There's definitely a bit more wind up here, but I'm really sheltered in the trees, but be conscious of falling branches.
But one thing I really can't iterate enough is just how windy it was down here today. Being in the trees, it was pretty good, but it did feel just a little bit sketchy. But it was just so enjoyable just riding along on some of these roads. They were just super perfect conditions, and I really felt my level of confidence is just growing every time I can get to a place like this and just practice on some new terrains over and over again.
Gosh, you come around some of these corners and the noise of the wind, it's just amazingly loud. No, looks like I'm climbing into a headwind somehow now. Ooh.
And the good thing about this route is that it's a giant figure of 8. So it's just under 100 kilometers long, but over 2,000 meters of climbing. So it's really good to get a little bit of long, prolonged, not only climbing, but then just some long descents in. And I found some of these really big sweeping corners just so much fun. Still plenty of kangaroos that decided to jump out on me, but most of them just stayed out of the way. And it's just such a beautiful part of the country to go and ride in. But it was still so early in the morning, and one thing that I did notice is my fingers were just getting colder and colder. It looks sunny, but I just can't get over just how chilly it still felt riding along through some of these valleys.
Now, the only issue with me starting off so early is, gosh, in these trees it's still cold. I was hoping it would have warmed up by now, but my fingers and toes feel like they're about to fall off. Oof.
And then this was my final push up out over one of the valleys, and then from here it's pretty much just a descent all the way down to the coastline, and it's actually starting to get a little bit closer to the population, shall we say. But I was just feeling this sun after you've been cold was magic.
Sunshine. I'm going to stop here for a minute. We got the first glimpse of the ocean, which was good. Oh, sunshine is so good. Oh, wow.
Now from here, this was probably one of my favourite bits of the descending, because I'm coming down right the way through the back of the town. So I've got to be a little bit careful to make sure there's no cars coming, because there are a few houses up here. But this final little twist and turns, it was pretty steep, but as you can see, I'm starting to really get down close to the water, get to the ocean, feeling nice and warm now. Still didn't spot any koalas, but they do live around here.
So I'm now down on the Great Ocean Road. Nice and quiet so far. So I've got to ride along here, and then unfortunately I have to climb all the way back up.
And wow, it doesn't suck to be able to ride along with places like this. And that was the first car I'd seen in 2 hours.
Alright, getting ready to go back on up. As you can see, well, you might not be able to see, it's all yellow and red. So, I've done this once before. Don't remember it, but I know I've done it. Aiming for an hour. Just gonna sit and find a comfortable pace and get up this big old hill.
And then it was just the start of getting back up the valley to the top.
Gone from cold to very hot now. As soon as that sun gets up, really warms up quick here.
But this is just, it's such a nice climb. I felt pretty sheltered for the most part from the weather, but it was just a really rolly climb all the way up out of the hill. It's about a 15-kilometer climb, so sitting at around about an hour, it's just a nice pace to get up out there.
Maybe because of the tree coverage or something, but the road's really boggy here, which is exactly what you want at the end of a climb. Oh, this is a mistake! Ah! Ah! So that's the road that I came before. This is where we cross over, head up this way. We're getting there.
Now this was where the route really was going to be testing my skills. I knew from that point I'd gone over the top, and it was essentially a 15-kilometer descent back down to the climb. So I really just got to rail along this road. I still just cannot believe how much more comfortable I'm feeling on some of these corners. At no point am I feeling that like the bike's about to step out or get twitchy from me. It just feels planted. That's it, pretty much coming through. But the good thing is this section of road is also going to be in the Dirty Warney ride unless they change the route. So it was good to get a little bit of experience, test the tyres, test the setup, but also just work on that confidence more than anything. in the tyres and myself so that I can really push it where I feel like it.
Yow! Whew. So that is me all done. So, whew, 4 hours 25, 99.1k. I'm not doing the extra bit to make it 100k. 247 average power. It's pretty good. And I was just wondering, yeah, what's that? 2,200 meters of ascent. So it was good. The last time I did this ride, which was actually part of an event, so a couple of hundred people, I did it in 4 hours 53. So what's that, nearly half an hour faster? They neutralized a couple of the sections. Oh no, 20 minutes faster. They neutralized a couple of the sections along the Great Ocean Road. But man, that is beautiful. Didn't see any koalas, but I think that could be the most Australian bike ride that I know. So yeah, if you think there's a more Australian thing, maybe I've got to include some snakes or something like that. But if you're coming down this way and you want to ride, you can pull that route. Visit the Great Ocean Gravel Grind and sign up for the event. It's a fantastic event. And whew, 2 hours back to Melbourne now.